Celtic are back in action today as we take on Dundee FC at Celtic Park. If the weather conditions allow the match to go forward, we will discuss the build-up to that game whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Fresh images from Celtic Park have revealed the impact of yesterday's severe weather, increasing concerns over the status of today's match against Dundee. The photos show a large section of the stadium's external banner torn away, while debris has also been scattered across the seating and pitch area inside the ground. The first image shows part of the iconic Celtic Park banner hanging loosely, with a panel of the material completely ripped from its frame due to the gale-force winds that have battered Glasgow. The second image, taken from inside the stadium, reveals a more serious issue: what looks like structural debris strewn across the seating area and pitch, raising immediate safety concerns. Celtic had already released a statement last night confirming that no full assessment of the stadium could take place due to the ongoing extreme weather conditions. At the time, they said they were unable to confirm the extent of any damage or whether tomorrow's match would proceed. With wind and rain forecast to continue into the evening, the ability to clear debris and ensure the stadium is fit for use remains. Celtic have reassured fans that an update will be provided early tomorrow morning once a full assessment has been conducted. The ongoing severe weather has caused widespread disruption across Scotland today, with schools, transport and businesses shutting down. Unfortunately, Celtic Park has not escaped the chaos, and the safety of fans, players and staff will rightly remain the club's top priority. Supporters are advised to keep a close eye on the club's official communication channels for updates this morning as the situation continues to unfold. Now for the main story, Celtic have earned a guaranteed £38 million after securing their place in the Champions League knockout round playoffs, sources have told Football Insider. The Scottish Giants beat Swiss champions Young Boys 1-0 on Wednesday, courtesy of a late own goal from Loris Benito in a tense encounter at Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers' side have booked their place in the playoff round after earning 12 points from their opening 7 matches. Celtic still have to travel across the border to face Aston Villa in their final game of the revamped league phase of the competition. A positive result at Villa Park could secure the Glasgow side a top 16 finish and ensure they will play at home in the second leg of the playoffs. They currently sit 18th in the table, but are level on points with Real Madrid in 16th. As per official UEFA documents released in March last year, each team will earn a guaranteed £16 million for playing in the Champions League this season. They are also in line for extra cash payments under the governing body's new value pillar system, which is split into European and non-European segments based on their coefficient ranking and the market pool. Clubs are awarded £1.8 million for each win and £583,000 for a draw in the league phase, meaning Celtic have banked just over £7.1 million from their fixtures. They have also earned a further £830,000 for securing their spot in the playoff round. In a further incentive to finish as high up the table as possible, each team will be paid an amount based on their individual ranking after the 8 group stage games. The bottom side will earn £229,000, while a place in the top 24 is worth at least £3 million. Sources have told Football Insider that takes Celtic's total guaranteed prize money so far to around £38.2 million, including the payments from the value pillar system. If the Scottish champions progress through the playoff round and into the last 16, that would be worth a further £9.2 million to them. They are in line to earn significantly more than Rangers in Europe this season, after Football Insider revealed on 25th September a place in the knockout rounds of the Europa League is only likely to be worth around £12 million for the Ibrox club. Celtic are also firmly in control of proceedings domestically after building up a 13-point lead over their old firm rivals at the top of the Scottish Premiership table. In other news, Celtic winger Nicholas Kuhn has reacted to the potential signing of Jota this month, with Kyogo also set to leave the Hoops. With Jota having departed Celtic 6 months before Kuhn signed, the pair haven't yet worked together, but the thought of both in the same squad is one that will excite supporters, especially in the way they attack from out wide, getting fans off their seats in a throwback to old-school wingers like the legendary Lisbon Lion Jimmy Johnstone. However, it's not all positive for Kuhn, with the German winger saddened to see Kyogo leave for Rennes in League One. The pair formed a formidable partnership in the Celtic starting 18th over the last year, particularly coming to the fore since the beginning of the season. Kuhn, who himself has been linked with a move away from the hoops in recent months due to his stellar displays since August, has been compared to Jota in the entertainment factor they bring to supporters, as well as their consistency in scoring goals and providing assists. It will be exciting to see how they both fit into the same team over the second half of the season. With Kuhn discussing how he views transfer movement in and out of the club, Kuhn said, "I knew Jota was here before. I didn't see too many games of his. We want to do something to strengthen the squad in this period as we have a lot of games to go, and I am happy that someone is coming in. Kyogo was important for us and we need quality players. Competition is always good and you need people to push you, and I think we've had that already throughout the whole season. With Celtic looking to push on in the second half of the season, it hasn't been any ordinary January transfer window. Rumours of a Kieran Tierney and Jota return, along with the likelihood of a striker signing in the next 10 days, highlight the Hoops' ambition to win a domestic treble and go as far as possible in the Champions League. This remains the case despite Kyogo's likely departure. In other news, former Celtic winger Aidan McGeady has had his say on Kyogo's impending move to League One side Rennes. McGeady, who spent 10 years at Celtic, with 4 of those in the Hoops Youth Academy before breaking through into the first team in 2004 under Martin O'Neill, saw his time at Celtic end with a £9.5 million move to Spartak Moscow in the Russian Premier League in 2010. But he has always kept an eye on his former team, with Celtic always close to his heart. Having returned to Scotland in 2022, McGeady has been able to keep a closer eye on the Hoops for the majority of Kyogo's successful time at the club. Kyogo has proved to be one of Celtic's best strikers since the King of Kings, Henrik Larsson, who McGeady worked with for a short period towards the end of the 2003/04 season. The Irishman has therefore seen one of the boys' best strikers in the club's history firsthand, both in training and on the pitch. Larsson, whose time at Celtic was as special as it comes, with every striker that has played at Parkhead since being compared to him. However, Kyogo has made his own Hoops legacy, proving to be a revelation from Japan with 85 goals in 165 games for Celtic. Although Kyogo hasn't reached the heights of Larsson since 2021, he has played at the highest level up front since, with McGeady revealing why he believes a move for the Japanese forward has its positives and negatives. McGeady said, "He is Celtic's best striker, but bringing in Adam Idah for that amount of money means he is the long-term prospect. Ultimately, Celtic for the last 20 years have been a very well-run organisation. Player trading model, Kyogo getting to that age is probably not the ideal time to sell him. Not saying he's past his best, not saying that, but the ideal time to sell him might have been a year or two ago. The way Celtic look at things, in my opinion, is if you can get money for a player who is 30, not on the decline, but you don't get 2-3 year contracts over the age of 30 anymore. If you can still get good money for one of your top players and bring success on the park, which Celtic have done for the last 15 to 20 years, it makes sense." Idah's £9 million move to Celtic in the summer from Norwich City did signal that he was the Hoops' striker for years to come. Although he hasn't started week in, week out this season and has had a few goal droughts, he proved on Wednesday night the difference against young boys to seal Champions League knockout football with his run through the Swiss champions goal, ultimately leading to the winning goal to make history. Kyogo will be sadly missed by every Celtic supporter, but looking from an outside perspective, selling a 30-year-old striker for £10 million isn't a bad deal. As long as the Hoops can reinvest the money wisely in this window, a younger striker who has a proven record of scoring goals could be a shrewd signing, although they will have a lot to live up to with the departure of Kyogo. Lastly, Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers has revealed the special phone call he had with Jota over a return to the Hoops this month. With rumours of a Jota-Celtic reunion breaking after Celtic's Champions League knockout qualification on Wednesday night, it was at the time taken with a pinch of salt by many Hoops supporters, but in the days since it has become clear that a move back to Glasgow is set to happen. Kyogo is set to move in the other direction to Rennes in League One, However, the move is not a swap deal and instead has been a long time in the making, with Rodgers missing out on Jota's previous spell at Celtic. Having joined the summer that the Portuguese winger departed for Al Ittihad, it looked like they would never get to work together. However, that is set to change, with Rodgers revealing just how excited he is to work with Jota, a player who has had a frustrating few years in Saudi Arabia and in France over the last 6 months. When asked, how confident are you that he can have the same impact? Rodgers said, "Yeah, I'm very confident. I think that there's a possibility of him being able to kill Mesut. He was one player that when I was coming back the first time, I was really looking forward to working with. I'd seen him play for Celtic, of course, and seen the impact that he made in terms of creating goals, scoring goals, and that connection with the supporters. So I was really looking forward to him and working with him. Then, virtually before I'd arrived, it was really agreed that he was gone. So, yeah, that was disappointing. I've spoken to him at length. The challenge always is, and I know through first-hand experience, is that when you've created a legacy, lots of people will tell you to come back and maybe for that to be dented in any way. But my feelings to him and advice to him was to come back and grow that legacy to be even greater. If you're not happy in your work, where you are or how it's going for you, you know that this is a place where you will improve, you will develop, and he's at a different moment in his life now as well, even though he's been away only a few years. So, yeah, I think that he'll come back with a real motivation. He's got quality, but still got things he can improve to develop. But he's still young, and if the deal comes through, then I'll be really excited to work with him. The thought of Jota under Rodgers is one that will surely excite Celtic supporters, given the way he has been able to improve the likes of Dyson Maeda, Alistair Johnston, and Matt O'Reilly over the last 18 months. You wouldn't bet against Jota going up a gear, just like the others were able to do under the Irishman. For Jota, it is a chance to rebuild his career at a club and fan base who appreciate him, with the big takeaway being that Rodgers himself was sad to see Jota depart when he had just rejoined in 2023. But that is now set to change, and to label him the one player he was most looking forward to working with shows exactly the plans he has for the Rennes winger when he signs in the coming days. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you.